Hey yogis! Today I will be guiding you through a 15-minute yoga practice to help you feel into and loosen your back muscles to help alleviate current back pain. And we're also going to be doing a little bit, yes, just a little bit, of strengthening, because having strength in your back will help prevent future back pain when this practice is repeated. Throughout this practice, I want you to remember that dull pains are just your muscles saying, hey look, we're moving, whereas sharp and shooting pains are your muscles saying, stop. And you can either lessen your intensity in the posture or just come out entirely and wait for us to move on to the next. While this practice can be done completely without props, I will suggest if you do have props, have one block handy. And if you have sensitive knees or your mat is on top of wood flooring like mine, have a blanket or a towel handy to pad your knees. I'm also going to leave some playlists down in the description of music that I love to listen to while I practice when I'm not teaching to a camera. And let's get started. We're going to begin a little differently today, so I want you to come down onto your mat and lie down onto your stomach. Making sure that you have enough room in front of you to extend your arms before lowering your forehead down to the mat and bringing the backs of your hands to rest on your lower back. We're going to begin by linking your breath with your movement and slowly feeling into all of your back muscles, focusing on what you're feeling and not how far you can lift your arm and leg off of the ground. On your inhale, reach your right arm in front of you and lift your left leg up off of the ground. Slowly lower as you exhale. Inhale, reach your left arm in front of you, lift your right toes. Exhale to release. Inhale, right arm forward, left foot back. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm forward, right foot up. Exhale, release. Keep going with your own breath. 3 more on each side. Last full round. And exhale, release. Good. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press up onto your knees. Bring your knees to touch. Sit your sits bones back onto your heels, coming in to a narrow-legged child's pose. Reaching your arms out in front of you. Relaxing your head down. And then bring your arms back behind you. See if you can rest your forehead down a little lower. And then rest the backs of your hands on your lower back like we just did. This is where you might want to have some padding underneath your knees, but I am already here and I forgot. So, on your inhale, you're going to begin to reach your arms up while coming up to standing on your knees. Reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, sit your sits bones back. Bring your hands back to your lower back. Inhale, extend, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, bringing your hands to your lower back. 3 more on your own breath. Being sure to not strain one part of your back and do this as one fluid motion. Last one. Exhale to release. Bring your hands out in front of you. Bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to take some cats and cows. Again, just feeling into the spine, syncing your breath with your movement. So inhale, look forward, bring your chest and tailbone up. Exhale to round through the spine, releasing your neck down, pulling your tailbone back. Inhale, drop your belly, knit your abs in, look forward. Exhale to round. 3 more on your own breath. Last full breath. Exhale, good. Keeping your hips aligned over your knees, I want you to walk your hands forward, slowly bringing your forehead down to the mat and taking 5 deep breaths. On your next inhale, press your forehead up off of the mat. Walk your hands back in underneath your shoulders, shoulder width apart. Slowly walk your knees back about 3 inches. Tuck your toes under and come up into downward facing dog, just as a transition as you slowly walk your feet to the front of your mat. Coming into a forward fold, bending into your knees, feet hip widths distance apart, releasing all the tension in your neck, maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows, and again, taking 5 deep breaths. Release your hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, slowly roll up to standing, 1 vertebrae at a time. Roll your shoulders down and back. Coming into pyramid pose. So step your right foot back about 3 feet and angle your toes about 45 degrees towards the front right corner of your mat, making sure your hips are squared to the front. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly begin to tilt over your left leg. You can slightly bend into the left knee if you need to, coming into a flat back parallel with your mat. Place the back of your left hand on your lower back again, making sure that both hips stay level, and reach your right arm out in front of you. Once you feel steady, inhale to rise, exhale to lower back into pyramid. Inhale to rise, exhale to lower, parallel with the mat. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, feeling into every part of your spine. Last one, inhale to lift, exhale to fold, maybe placing both hands on the shin or both hands on the floor to frame your foot. Deeply stretching into your hamstrings, which can a lot of the times be the secret cause of back pain. Step your right foot forward to meet your left and forward fold. On your next inhale, halfway lift, press your hands into your shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale slowly brings you up to standing. Roll your shoulders down and back. This time step your left foot back about 3 feet, angling your left toes at about a 45-degree angle towards the front left corner of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly begin to fold over your right leg, maybe slightly bending into the right knee, coming into a neutral spine parallel with the mat. Place the back of your right hand on your lower back and reach your left arm forward. Inhale to rise, exhale to fold, coming into that flat back. Inhale to rise, exhale forward, 3 more. Exhale to release both hands to your shins or to frame the foot, releasing your head, really feeling into the hamstrings. Step your left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. Then slowly lower your knees and come into a seat. Bring the soles of your feet to touch in front of you. Holding onto your ankles, rolling your shoulders down and back, sitting up tall, stretching into the hips. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your thighs, close your knees like a book, and slowly roll onto your back. Placing the soles of feet on the mat, I want you to slowly windshield wiper your knees from one side to the other. Lightly twisting into the back. If you have a block, make sure it's handy. Bring your feet in so that you can just barely touch your heels with your fingertips. Rock your shoulders underneath you, press down firmly through your soles of feet, and lift your hips up off of the mat using your glutes and your inner thighs. If you have a block, you can throw it underneath your sacrum and come into supported bridge for our next pose. However, if you don't have a block, release bridge and bring your soles of feet to touch again, coming into reclined butterfly. If you need to, you can place pillows underneath your knees to put less strain on your hips. Take 5 deep breaths. If you are in reclined butterfly, bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs and close your thighs like a book. If you're in supported bridge, remove the block and come down. Hug your knees into your chest and begin to make little circles with your knees. First, maybe going to the right, and then switching to the left. Come back to neutral. Keep your right knee hugged in, extend your left leg out long. Hugging your right knee down into your body, feeling into whatever sensations you feel in your hips. Bring your left sole of foot back onto the mat, bending into your knee. Cross your right leg over your left. Bring your arms out to a T. Shift your hips off to the right and drop your knees off to the left, maybe using your right foot as a support or dropping all the way down to the mat. You can look up or look off to the right. Just make sure to keep both shoulders down on the ground. Slowly come back to center, uncross your knees. Walk your feet wide on your mat and knock your knees into touch, bringing your lumbar spine flush with the mat. Resetting to neutral before we do the other side. Hug both knees into your chest. Keep the left knee hugged in towards the body and extend your right leg out long. Bring your right sole of foot to the mat, bending into the right knee. Cross your left leg over your right. Bring your arms to a T at your sides. Shift your hips to the left. Drop your knees off to the right, maybe using the left sole of foot as a support, or dropping all the way down to the ground, either looking up or off to the left, just as long as your shoulders are still flush with the mat. Inhale back to center. Uncross your legs. Extend your legs long on your mat. Bring your hands to your sides. Release all of the tension that you might still be holding on to. Feel into your hips. Feel into your back. Notice any differences from the beginning of our practice to now. And come into stillness, just noticing your breath and relaxing into it. Letting the benefits of today's practice sink in before moving on to the next part of your day. Thanking yourself for giving your body time and attention that it needed. Begin to bring energy back into your fingertips. Extend your arms up and overhead before bending into your knees and rolling off to one side. Keeping your eyes closed, press yourself up into a seat. Maybe placing your hands on your knees or bringing your hands to heart center. And before jumping back into your day, I want to end today's practice with 3 deep breaths. Really fill your lungs as full as they can and exhale all of the stale air out. So inhale through your nose and exhale, open mouth, sigh it all out. Slowly dip your chin, rub your palms together, and blink your eyes open, slowly returning to the room around you. I hope today's practice has brought you some relief, and I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.